nation, Hebrew kingdom building.
Why stand ye here and die? Why stand ye here and die? Why stand ye here and perish? Why keep coming to Shabbat and die in your sins? No lives, no lives. Don't stream this live, no one. Because this is for us first. Why sit ye here and die? Why sit ye here and perish? Entering the tabernacle. This is still part of our series of the Elohim gene activate. How many people entered the tabernacle this week?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. How many people didn't enter? Did not. Okay. The people that did not enter it are more safe than those that went entered into it. So it was only 4 that really raised their hand that claim they didn't enter, and you were a witness, y'all. They are more safe than those that enter in with their sin. Let's build. Exodus chapter 25, verses 2 through 9. Speak to the people of Israel that they take from me a contribution from every man whose heart moves him. You shall receive the contribution for me. And this is the contribution that you shall receive from them: gold, silver, bronze, blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twine linen, goat's hair, tan ram skins, goat skins. What's that up? Acacia wood, oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragment incense, onyx stones, and stones for setting, for the ephod, and for the breastpiece. And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell in their midst. Exactly as I show you concerning the pattern of the tabernacle, all of this, all of its furniture, you shall make it. See, what you don't understand is throughout the week, we've been ushering you into the tabernacle, but we've also been teaching you how to build the tabernacle. And remember, the structure of the tabernacle came down from the Most High on Mount Sinai, directly from Yahuwah. How he wanted built, how he wanted structure. And the Most High has been doing that same thing throughout this week. So even if a tabernacle has not been built, you should have knew how to build one by this week. Now, I don't know if, like I said, I can't speak for no other assembly. I don't know if they're dealing with this. But I believe the Most High is putting it here because of what he's been showing us throughout the last 3 or 4 weeks. Here I am exposing them, giving them a fresh revelation, but they still want to act as mere men. They still want to act as other nations. I'm showing them, I'm showing them they have the power to tap in. But they still want to dabble with sin. Hebrews chapter 8, verses 1 through 2. Now the point in what we are saying is this: we have such a high priest, one who is seated at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the Shemayim, a minister in the holy places, in the true tent that Yahuwah set up and not man. If you've been thinking about an earthly tabernacle, you're thinking human-like. We're speaking of a spiritual tabernacle that's greater than the tabernacle that man built, but that Yahuwah built, that only Elohims can enter into. This Melchizedek priesthood, as I said throughout the weeks, is not for the mere men. It is only for Elohims. And only Elohims can enter into this tabernacle. Hebrews chapter 9, verses 1 through 5. Now, even the first covenant had regulations for worship in an earthly place of holiness. For a tent was prepared, the first section in which were the lampstand and the table and the bread of the presence. It is called the holy place. Say the holy place.
Holy place.
Behind the second curtain was a second section called the most holy place, or the holy of holies. Say the holy of holies.
Holy of holies.
Having the golden altar of incense and the ark of the covenant covered on all sides with gold, in which was a golden urn holding the manna, and Aharon's staff that budded in the tablets of the covenant. Above it were the cherubim of glory overshadowing the mercy seat. Of these things we cannot speak in detail. Hebrews chapter 9. We're going to jump down a few verses. We just read that. We're jumping down to verse 11 now. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 11 through 14. But when Hamashiach appeared as a high priest of the good things that have come, then through the greater, say greater, and more perfect tent, say perfect tent, not made with hands, that is, not of this creation. He entered once for all into the holy places, not by means of the blood of goats and calves, but by the means of his own blood, thus securing an eternal, say eternal, eternal redemption. So why is this priesthood only for Elohims? Because this priesthood is eternal. It's not temporary. And only Elohims can live in an eternal. For if the blood of goats and bulls and the sprinkling of defiled persons with the ashes of a heifer sanctify for the purification of the flesh, how much more will the blood of Hamashiach through the eternal Spirit offered himself without blemish to Yah purify our conscience from dead works to serve a living Elohim? How much more does the blood of Hamashiach? But some of us don't take it serious. We are not taking it serious. And I told you, and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this as a aha moment. And no, I don't know who the Most High sealed, but he told me as soon as I walked in here. As soon as I seen the separation. As soon as I seen people still dealing with their stuff. All this teaching we doing, this praying we doing, and nothing is happening, your heart is hard. And I've been saying, before you showed me this, you may have to ask yourself, if you're finding it hard to live right, and I'm not here to discourage nobody, but I'm just here to give you what Yahuwah was saying. If you're finding it hard to live right, you finding it hard to walk in holiness, but it's easy to live in sin, there may be a chance. I said this 3 to 4 weeks ago. There may be a chance you may just be sealed to wickedness. That's something you and Yahuwah got to deal with. Because he's been giving us opportunity. After opportunity. After opportunity. After opportunity. But a lot of people have the church mindset. See, people think the church mindset is just saying the term Jesus and going to a church building. But you can leave all that and still have the mindset, oh, children of Israel coming out of Egypt. Still have the Pharaoh mindset. Oh, yeah, Shabbat this week. Yeah, let me pull up. Oh, let me war. Oh, all you doing is exercise. Oh, let me worship. Oh, let me pray. Oh, man, let me go wash my hands. Because not even understand you've been selling yourself the whole time. You might get by, but you ain't going to get away. Ecclesiastes 10, verse 18. By much slothfulness, say slothfulness. The building decayeth. And through idleness, say idleness. Idleness of the hands, the house droppeth through. So because of much slothfulness, a house will decay. And because that person don't put their hands to the plow and work, the house will just drop through. The house decaying is not the end of the house. It's the Most High showing you, listen, you got to start working. You got to start getting this building together. But as long as you keep your hands idle and don't move, everything will just fall through. The decaying was your grace.
Say that again, more.
The decaying was your grace. I hope they get that. I hope they get that. That you're the house. You're the tabernacle. Psalms chapter 24, verses 1 through 5. The earth is Yahuwah's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwelleth therein. For he hath founded upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of Yahuwah? Or who shall stand in his holy place? Do you think Moses went up to the top of Mount Sinai with his stuff? Who will ascend to the mountain like Moses? Or will you be scared like our forefathers? When Yahuwah is giving you an even greater mantle to carry. Who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. I'm a Hebrew. I love y'all. Man, I'm in this for, I want to make it to the kingdom. Sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from Yahuwah and righteousness from the Elohim of his salvation. Let's talk about it. So how do we get to this place? How do we get to this place? If you ask him what place it is, that means you're still missing something. What is the place? The place is the tabernacle that we've been dealing with all week. How did we get here? Even for those that standing on the outside and did not enter in, because, and the reason why I say those that did not enter in had more grace, because they were wise enough not to enter into the holies of holies with stuff they were still dealing with. They were wise enough to stay outside the tabernacle. Even though everybody was going in. Run into the holies of holies. Run into the sacred place. With all my stuff with me. That's why they have more grace than those that enter in. But how did we get here? How did we get to this place? Because where are we right now? This is day 7.
Yep. 6. Well, 7.
We ending it tomorrow. Went from Saturday to Saturday. It's day 7. We end it tomorrow. We don't count tomorrow because tomorrow it ends it. We're here on day 7. We're standing in the holies of holies, y'all. So what am I saying? Why am I sealed then, Maury? Because you have entered into the holies of holies, unblemished. And anytime the priest went into the holies of holies, they could not turn around and say, wait, let me go get this fixed. No. If anything is out of order, the Most High would have killed them right where they stand. Because you just had an opportunity to come through different levels at the courtyard, at the gate, at the holy place, where the manna was. And you still ain't get it right? But you wait till you stand in my presence, where it's holy ground, on day 7, and choose to get this right? You said, I told you you were the priest of Israel. I told you accountability would be greater. But you dare stand here with pride. In the holies of holies, the most sacred place, where the earthly priests wouldn't walk in with nothing out of order, where they will wash themselves even before they go in. But you come in with all your stuff still? God forbid. How did we get to this place? On the first day, our Chief Mores dealt with atonement. And atonement is where you're supposed to get your stuff fixed before you even enter into the gates. Then we dealt with the entrance. So like day 2, the Most High saying, okay, you getting ready to enter in. This is a spiritual tabernacle. Y'all, only Elohims can go in. Each day you should have been walking into another level. After the entrance, you came into holiness. We dealt with holiness. These are all the topics that the Mores dealt with this week. Holiness. Because by the time you enter, you should know how to be holy. Prayer. Prayer is a representation of the incense that's constantly being burned up. Going up to the Shemaims. Access. Fellowship. And then the last part that we're going to deal with is eternal life. Only Elohims have eternal life. Flesh and blood can't inherit the kingdom of Yah. Eternal life. Unfortunately, some may not get here. I ain't gonna get ahead. This is how we got here, y'all. This fast wasn't by mistake, y'all. This was Yah appointed, especially for us. Where do you stand? We're just going to deal with 3 levels of the tabernacle. We're dealing with this fast that we've been going throughout the week. And you have to ask yourself this question: where do you stand? Are you at the outer court? If so, you better get in. Are you at the holy place? Some people are fine with that. They think the holy place is the final destination. They think the holy place is the safe place. Some people stopped there and didn't go forward. Or are you at the holies of holies? Now, this is an individual lesson, but I'm here to tell you, rebirth as a whole has went to the holies of holies. And I've been telling you. I've been letting you know. Some of you gonna come in here one day. And I'm like, man, what in the world are they talking about? What in the world is going on here? But the problem is, we gonna be here while you still down here. Or we gonna be over here while you still over here. We gonna be talking like Elohims while you still gonna be thinking as a human, because you have not walked through the process. The Most High has given you a people, a tribe. We've been dealing with that throughout the week. Where do you stand? Individually, we're all standing in one of these places. Now, when I asked the question, a few people said here. Some people said here. Some people said, well, I didn't answer. Silence is consent. Silence is consent. So, some of you answered. Those that did not answer, test. Those that did not answer, you gave consent that you were in the holies of holies. Only one of these places are safe, though. Yet dangerous. The holies of holies is safe, but it's dangerous for those that's coming in with sin. Let's build. The outer court. Who's at the outer court? Who's on the outer court of the tabernacle? These are those where you have accepted Yahusha, but you feel that's more than enough. I got Yahusha. I'll confess him. He is Mashiach. He is Savior. He's my everything. You've accepted him with your mouth, but your heart says otherwise.
Sound like Christianity.
That's exactly what it is. It's Christianity. Because they believe all you got to do is confess and believe. Right. And you're saved. All you did is put on fringes, a hair wrap, and a dress, and you still act the same way. You say otherwise, but you act in the same manner. These are those individuals that's on the outer court. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 13, and Yahuwah said, because this people draw near with me, draw near with their mouth and honor me with their lips, while their hearts are far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment taught by men. There will be individuals that will settle for the outer court experience and think that's enough, but won't make it in because they felt that they did enough. There's some people even sitting on the sound of my voice who feel, man, I'm good where I'm at. They don't even understand that the Most High is hard in their heart to even hear the voice of what he's saying. They will think that confession is enough without works. Moving forward to experience Yah more. So how am I moving forward to experience Yah more? I'm not only going to the outer courts, but I'm going to the holy place. Some haven't even got there because they're satisfied with the outer courts. They're satisfied with just being a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I got the blood of Dawid running through me. Man, do you not know we fit these curses of Deuteronomy 28? So, that ain't gonna get you in the kingdom. Man, I don't do this Babylon. I don't do the Babylon stuff. You know, I wear my fringes and my Z. I'm about culture. So, culture ain't gonna get you in to the kingdom. Because the only way you get into eternal life is through the Holy of Holies. But if you standing at the outer court, you cannot operate in your priesthood. Now, there were different levels of priests. God. You had regular priests and you had high priests. Some priests were there just to light the fire. Some would put the sacrifice on the altar. But then there was only a few that went into the holies of holies for the atonement of the sin of the nation. And I told all of you weeks ago, that is our mantle as high priest.
Hallelujah.
You can't settle for just being a priest. Because that's the mantle that we are here to carry. Whether you accept it or not, if the Most High brought you to HRT, even if a person leave, they still, that is their mantle. They cannot run from it. Because this is the mantle that the Most High's put here. That's why we can't deal with the wicked no more. That's why we only can deal with the righteous. Because where the Most High's taking us, we don't got time to be playing. We don't got time for church. The holy place. Some people believe they're good being at the holy place. I'm at the holy place. Are you crazy? I'm here. It's not the final destination, though. These are the individuals who have accepted Yahushua with a zeal, say a zeal, who have works. They sing, they teach, they are moray, they're a singer, they're intercessor, they're a faster, they're everything. But no faith to go further. No faith to move to the holies of holies. They do their works, but no faith. No time to sit at the feet of Yahushua. Anytime, this is me, anytime I find myself getting too busy with the cares of life, the Most High always speaks to me. Martha, Martha. Now, if you don't know that story, Mary sat at the feet while Martha was doing dishes, working, and doing all. Martha got mad. Martha said, man, you should make her get up and help me. Mary had found the most sacred place to be at. At my feet, Yahushua said. But some of us get too busy just working. What you mean? You teaching, you singing, you are witnessing, but your personal life is destroyed. You don't even sit at the feet of Yahushua, but you think that your work's gonna get you in. You think what you do is gonna get you in. Because I did this, I did that. These individuals have went to another level in a tabernacle. They're not at the outer court, so they look down on the people in the outer court. No, look at them outside. You ain't no better. They went to another level in the tabernacle, but don't understand faith to go further. They think that the holy place is enough. They're satisfied with being just at this part of the tabernacle. These individuals will settle for working for Yah without having a relationship with him. They'll work for him, but no relationship. They'll come and teach. They'll sing because people gonna clap. People gonna say amen. People gonna get hyped off my music. People gonna do this. But Yahuwah's never validated them. They have no relationship. So they work and they work. They have a zeal. But Shaul said, but it's not according to knowledge. Because they don't understand that you need faith to get to that next level. Why? Because this next level, matter of fact, this whole tabernacle is not for the physical eye. You got to have faith to even see this tabernacle. You have to have an Elohim gene. Oh, hallelujah. To even witness this. That's why if you go and talk to some people, they'll look at you weird. It's because they're thinking as mere humans, flesh, well, you're thinking like an Elohim. Matthew chapter 7, verse 21 through 23. Not everyone that saith unto me, Adonai, Adonai, shall enter into the kingdom of the Shemaim. But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in the Shemaim. Many will say unto me in that day, Adonai, Adonai, have we not prophesied in your name? And in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many works. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. We'll put that scripture quickly on the Christian because of the word iniquity. But what about the Hebrews who work for the Father but don't know him? See, that word knew always meant an intimate relationship. Adam knew Eve. Abraham knew Sarah. It always meant intimate. You had an intimate relationship. And I always say many people out here dating Yah. They ain't married to him. See, because when you're married, it comes commitment. With dating, there is no commitment. I can up and leave whenever I want. If your breath stink, I ain't calling you no more. Oh, I don't like the way you cook? Nah, I'm good. Now, I don't like the way she dressed. I don't like what she got on. I don't like this. I don't like that. I can leave whenever I want. But with marriage, it's a commitment. No matter how much your breath stink, you got to stay. You just got to kiss her with a breath mint. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. No matter how ugly he look when you wake up, you got to stay. Say you got to stay. You can't leave because he ugly when he wake up. You just got to wake up later and give him time to fix himself. Then you can look at him. Hallelujah. Because with marriage comes commitment. Hallelujah. But it's those married couples that act like they married to the public, but behind closed doors, they don't even love each other. That's right. So out in the public, they'll open the door for each other. They'll tie each other's shoe. They'll walk in, feel like they're walking in slow motion when you see them. Just. Right? They kiss in public. They hold hands in public. They hug in public. But behind closed doors, they don't talk to each other. They don't kiss. They don't hug. They don't sit down at the table together to eat. They don't do none of those things. One sleeping in a room, one sleeping on the couch. So what happens is that same thing is portrayed to Yahusha. Some people treat Yahusha like that. They're not really married to him, they dating him. You can't put on a facade with Yahusha. You can't act like you married to him out in public, but then behind closed doors, they ain't fasting. They ain't praying. They ain't reading their word. Some folks ain't fast all week. Some folks been eating meats and sweets. Don't worry, you sealed. Go do your thing. Either way. The Bible say your God is your belly anyway.
That's right.
So out in the open, they'll shout, they'll pray, they'll cry, they'll do all these things. But behind closed doors, they ain't praying, they ain't fasting, they ain't seeking y'all, they ain't spending no intimate time with them. That's why they're going to bring up all the things they did. Hold on, we prophesied in your name. I prayed in your name. I taught in your name. I sung in your name. I did these things in your name. But he's going to say, depart from me. I never had an intimate relationship with you. Out in the open, you act like you love me. Out in the open, you act like you was married to me. Yeah, you had your fringes on. Yeah, you went to Shabbat. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, you knew some scripture. But I never knew you. Yeah, but I knew you, yeah. I knew you, Yahusha. Yeah, that's cool, but I never knew you, though. I tell you all the time, I don't get in the White House because I know Biden. But I can get in if he knows me. Depart from. See, that scripture should send chills up your spine to know that it's possible you can hear that at the last day. Because these people that said that, they thought they was getting in. This wasn't no play. Like they didn't have, man, they really thought they was getting in. You know why? Because they had a form of godliness down here. Never changed. Some of y'all been in this truth for years and nothing about you has changed. You sealed. These individuals who think that their works will save them. They think based off what they can do. And then they always deflect it. It's never them. It's always somebody else. What they did to me. What he did to me. Yeah, but my dad did this. My mom did this. My dad. You dealing with the same issues Yahusha been wanting to bring you for? He's leaving you to him now. Then now, you're going to look to come out, but you're not going to find a way out. He's giving you over to your lustful desires. Because you refuse to let them go. Some of y'all don't understand this building is a holy place. It's the holies of holies, but you come here every day. You come every Shabbat. You come here whenever you feel like it. You don't respect y'all. Y'all still think this is a game. Don't worry. You still. Holy of holies. I told y'all 3 weeks ago. That our accountability is higher. I said our accountability is higher. The priests were Kodesh from the Kodesh. Israel was a Kodesh nation, but within Israel, the Levites were Kodesh from Israel. They lived a regular life. When it came down to business and things about the Most High, they got serious. Why? Because their life depended on it. They knew I just can't come in the holies of holies any kind of way. If a piece of their garment was off, the Most High kill them where they stand. Some of us come with all type of filth on us in the presence of you. They don't even bat an eye. But we'll go to our job, GQ. We'll go to our job all put together. We'll go to our job fixed up. We'll go see our little side piece. Oh, y'all. Our little side piece all fixed up. Oh, you? Okay. This is the level where the individual has a true encounter with Yah. Only at this level. Those other levels, you have an experience with him. And yeah, he'll speak to you. He'll deal with you. But here is where you have a true encounter with him. Here's when you can talk to him face to face. Well, no man has seen Yah and lived. That's why I can tell if you seen Yah. Because you ain't died yet. You haven't died yet. You're still living for this man. Yah is tired. He's fed up. He's done. And he said he's going to show that he's done. He's going to turn his back on you. Everything going to fall apart. I'm not speaking this. I'm telling you what Yah saying. Because he gave you an opportunity to seek him, and you chose not to. It's for men, women, and children. Ain't no age bracket on this message. These are the individuals who sit at the feet of Yahushua. Like Mary, when it was time, instead of thinking that the works will sustain us like Martha. This level is only for the high priest. Only for those that carry the Elohim gene. That's it. So it's two questions you got to ask. One, if you have not came into this place, you have to ask yourself if you have the Elohim gene or if you tapped into it yet. But, say but, if you dare to enter into this place of the tabernacle, okay. Most High say we all here. You are here whether you want to be or not. Because we all went here as a tribe. He put us here. Each day we've been walking through each level of the tabernacle. Now he said you're standing in the holies of holies with unforgiveness. You got unforgiveness. You got unforgiveness towards your mother, towards your father, towards your wife, towards your husband, towards your brother, towards your sister. You think you getting in? You're not. You are standing in the holy of holies. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You are standing in the holy of holies. Don't take this lightly. I ain't worried about y'all sleep. Because if you sleep, you sit. I don't even care. Philippians chapter 3, verse 12 through 16. This is Shaul talking. Not that I have already obtained this. Or am I already perfect? What does perfect mean? But I press on to make it my own because Yahushua HaMashiach made me his own. Brothers, I do not consider that I made it my own. But one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead. I press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of Yah and Yahushua HaMashiach. Let those of us who are mature, say mature. What does mature mean? Perfect. Think this way. Only those that's perfect think this way. Oh, you think you perfect. You got it all together. Yeah, that's what the Bible said.
All right now.
I got it all together because of Yahushua. If you want to think that, go ahead and think that. Let those of us who are mature or perfect think this way, and if anything, you think otherwise, Yah will reveal that also to you. Only let us hold true to what we have attained. It is not enough to come to the tabernacle, but you got to come in the holies of holies. The Melchizedek order. Some of us are standing on the outside of the tabernacle, looking in, trying to be Levi. Well, you teach. It's the Levi priest and the Melchizedek priest. The Levi priest is temporary. They earthly. They fleshly. Melchizedek are Elohims. They spiritual. They eternal. They forever.
Ever.
But some are standing outside the tabernacle while everyone goes in. Individually, I'm talking about. As the tribe, we've entered the holies of holies. So when you come together, so what am I saying? When you come together as a tribe, you're in the holies of holies. Even if in your personal life, you're only in the courtyard, when you come with us, you're in the holies of holies. So you best to come here with your stuff together. It's all right, babe. I don't expect no hand claps. This lesson. We're here because this is where the Most High has put HRT, rebirth of a nation. He's put us in the holies of holies. So now, when you come here, you got to have your stuff together. Oh, so I could be in the holies of holies here, but I can still do my own thing over here. They can't. They sealed. Let the wicked be wicked still. Let the righteous be righteous still.
Hallelujah.
You can't make no wicked person want to be righteous. I'm learning that as a leader. I've been up praying for folks, and they don't want to enter into the holy of holies. Nah, I ain't wasting my breath no more. Because I've been disobedient. Because I told y'all time ago. Most I said, stop praying for them. But I got grace, y'all. I got love. Man, I want to see everyone making it. I want everybody to walk in the kingdom. I want to be like, yo, I want to be looking at all you like, yeah, we made it.
Hallelujah.
Like, yo, look, we did it. Hallelujah. We here. What you about to do, man? Man, I'm just about to go to sleep right here. I don't know. I want to be excited. I ain't gonna waste my breath or my time on the wicked. My time is valuable.
It is.
And we walking in eternity now. We're not even in time no more. So the question was asked, why stand ye here and die? Why? Why come to Shabbat? Every Shabbat. Just not to make it into the kingdom. Why come with your fringes on if you know you don't forgive your brother or sister?
We should remind you to forgive your brother and sister.
Come on.
That is what the fringes are for.
That's right.
To remind you. They remind you of keep the law. So we can stay wicked.
That's all I can say.
Why are you going to come to Shabbat every week? will still have hatred and envy in your heart. Why stand ye here and die? Why? Why die in the Holy of Holies? Can you imagine those priests that went in there with sin and stuff was off and the Most High killed them where they stand? If they only have thought, why you went in there with that? You could have did that out here. Why you went to the most sacred place and allowed flesh to lead you, man? Why you went in there thinking about that girl? You could have did that on the outside. Why you come here with it though? Why stand ye here and die? Why be part of HRT if you ain't gonna listen to the leader? Why sit ye here? Go be somewhere else.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Why sit ye here and question what the leader is doing? Because the decree was given out that you were supposed to be prayerful about if your leader hears from the Most High. So why sit ye here and deal with that? Oh man, okay.
Because I'm carnal-minded.
Because I'm carnal minded and the tribe got a good emergency program.
Bring it out,
Because the tribe got land.
Bring it out,
Because the tribe got a system set up that's gonna keep me and my mishpachah safe. But I didn't count the cost. I tried to grab the bandwagon and found myself in the holiest of holies. I'm just, and you know, somebody need to say that.
That's why. But you're gonna die before you taste any of those things. 2 Kings.
Yes, sir.
I think it's chapter 5. I believe this statement was made by lepers. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's chapter 5. It could be. But the lepers made a statement, why sit ye here and die? But I want to deal with something else prior to that. Because Ira brought something out. Is it 2 Kings 5? What does 7 say? It's about Elisha. Elisha when he gives the famine. Huh? 2 Kings 7. Read that. 2 Kings chapter 7. Read. Matter of fact, read chapter 6, the last few verses, and then go right into chapter 7. Get him a mic. Yeah, start at 31 of chapter 6.
Then he said, Allure do so the more, and also to me. If the head of Elisha, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on him this day. And Elisha sat in his house, and the elders sat with him. And the king sent a man before him, but ere when the messengers came to him, he said to the elders, see ye how this son of a murderer has sent to take away my head. Look when the messenger comes, shut the door, hold him fast at the door. Is not the sound of his Adonai's feet behind him? And when he yet talked with them, behold, the messenger came down unto him, and he said, behold, this evil of Yahuwah, what should I wait for Yahuwah any longer? Then chapter 7, starting at verse 1. Yes. Was I reading the wrong one?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Then Elisha said, hear ye the word of Yahuwah. Thus says Yahuwah, tomorrow about this time shall a measure of fine flour be sold for a shekel, and 2 measures of barley for a shekel, in the gate of Shemaron. Then a prince on whose hand the king leaned, and then the prince on whose hand the king leaned answered the man of Allur and said, behold, if Yahuwah would make windows in heaven. I keep thinking I'm here. My bad. Then a prince on whose hand the king leaned answered the man of Allur and said, behold, if Yahuwah will make windows in heaven, might this thing be? And he said, behold, you shall see it with
Hold on, this is it right here. This is what I want you to hear.
Behold, you shall see it with your eyes, but ye shall not eat thereof.
All right, you can stop there. So those that shall just waiting around because of the land, because of the emergency team, because we got things put in place, you gonna see it, but you ain't gonna eat of it. You gonna invest in it. Come on.
Oh, snap.
But you ain't gonna eat of it. You gonna witness it, but you ain't gonna eat of it. Because this is where we are now. You was fed up, y'all. He's tired. Why stand ye here and die? There are some who have went through this fast ignorantly. Well, y'all said some ain't even went through the fast. Entered into the tabernacle with the same things, and now they are pridefully standing in Yah's presence. So each day you went through a stage of entering to the tabernacle. I'm even listening to the mores every day. Right? That should have been edifying you. Right? Each day we've been walking you through a stage of the tabernacle. Stage of the tabernacle. And with pride, you refuse to let your sin go. Walking through each stage privately. Oh, I'm in the gates now. Oh, I'm about to show bread now. Oh, this the incense? While others are saying, before you go further, turn, repent. Let that go. Fix that. Man, I'm good. I made it this far. I've been in the truth for 3 years. Ain't nothing happened to me. You might be getting by, but you ain't getting away. Aaron. So with your pride, you walk in to the holies of holies, still with your stuff, still with your sin, still with your secret stuff, still with your unforgiveness, still hating your brother or your sister. And it don't even move you until you heard this message. That means you are numb to the presence of the Most High. That's even more dangerous than him sending you outside the gates. That's more dangerous than being separated from him. But standing in his presence and not feeling him, not even feeling convicted, you at a dangerous place. There are some who will accept Yahusha with confession, the outer court, and work with him and work for him without believing him, the inner court, but won't make it in like Judas. You know, Judas had the power to cast out ruachs. How many people knew that? If you ain't know it, it's true. Because the Bible says he sent the 12 out. And they cast out demons. They did signs, wonders, and miracles. Even so much, they came back to Yahusha like, hey, yo, Yahusha, man, we just casting out demons. Well, man, there's one ruach rose up, man. We cast it out in your name. You say, man, don't rejoice that you could cast out a ruach. Rejoice that your name is written in the Shemayim. But Judas Judas was one. Judas walked with Yahusha, prayed with Yahusha, received the power from Yahusha. Adonai, we did all these things. I never knew you. Judas did all these things, but still was considered the son of perdition. What chapter we've been reading for the last month? John chapter 17. The prayer of Yahusha. Now we've been praying that, right? You've been praying that every morning. Speaking that on yourself. Walking in the image. Conforming to the image of Yahusha. And Yahusha said in that chapter, there is none that you gave me that is lost. But I have guarded them, and not one of them have been lost except the son of destruction. Now, Chief Moray Moshe brought this out, and it's just coming to me right now. He brought up the term sons and bastards. They're sons of Yahuwah, and then they're sons of destruction. They're sons of Yah, and then they're sons of Hasatan. The wheat got to grow in with the tares. He ain't separating them yet, but he never said he wasn't going to expose them. Let the Judas be Judas. Some of y'all be thinking I'll just be blind and stuff. Only reason why I haven't said nothing is because Yahuwah told me to sit back and watch. As soon as he give me the okay, as soon as he give me the go ahead, I'm not glowing in that, y'all. As soon as you give me the okay, whack down. That's a whooping. That's how the belt sound, right?
That's how it sounds.
Yeah, it's the woof, and then it hit the back, and then it hit that spot. Your children, you know, when you can't reach. I mean, you reach your whole back and set that spot. You don't get exposed. It's time. But why confess him? Why work for him, but not experience him? Why confess Yahusha, work for Yahusha, but not experience Yahusha? Judas, why stand ye here and die? Why? Die out there. Why stand ye in the presence of Yahuwah and perish when he is life, and that's more abundant? Why still sit with your issues when you went through deliverance? Even through deliverance, Yahuwah told me, if they don't fix it now, I'm going to sell them. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, y'all, I see folks still dealing with this stuff. Why you ain't sold them? I got grace. But now we at a point where you seal. It's over. It's over. Why? Because you've taken his grace for granted. You've chose to live for the flesh instead of for the ruach. I know. But where's the way out? He already gave you a way out many times. You refuse to take it. This Bible is coming to pass. Or is it, there's no way for me to get back in? I don't know. That's between you and Yah. But you're going to know you still. Because you're going to try and try. But it's just going to fall and fall. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get angry and angry with Yahuwah. And to the point where you're going to turn your heart against him, Pharaoh. Because you're going to blame him for the condition that you're in. I understand that you put yourself in that condition when he sent lifelines to help you. But because they didn't want to help you your way, you would think it was help.
Okay.
Because Yahuwah ain't do it my way, I want to be saved this way, y'all. It don't work like that. You will say it's my way. This ain't no democracy. It's a dictatorship. That's what Yahuwah says. He said, you gonna do stuff my way, or you ain't getting in.
Hallelujah.
Folks act like y'all need them in the kingdom.
They do.
They don't need you in the kingdom, let alone want you in the kingdom. Yahuwah don't need me in the kingdom. You know that? He can easily raise up another voice and speak the same stuff I speak. Ain't nothing special about him. The only thing is that I choose to obey, and if I fall, I choose to fix my stuff, get it together, and continue to walk on. But some of us like to hold on to our stuff.
Not holding it.
We holding on to it, but we want to be free. We want to be free. Go ahead and pull me out. Come here. Let me give you an example. So, somebody pull my hand. Pull my hand. So I want to be free. Oh yeah, free me from pornography. This pornography. Free me, y'all. Free me. Free me. Y'all just trying to pull you. Oh yeah, free me. Free me. Grab my stick. Oh yeah, free me. Oh, free me, y'all. Free me. Free me from unforgiveness. Free me from lust. Free me. Oh yeah, free. When all you got to do, all right, all you got to do is let go. It ain't that easy. Yes, it is. Go get your flip phone. You don't need no touchscreen phone. It's that easy. It's easy to get a flip phone. Matter of fact, I just went and got a phone the other day. I seen flip phones in there. They got them. Because I was trying to get my little 11-year-old son a flip phone. Do you not know you can do? Okay. So the reason why I had to go through things is because I had to be a witness on them, because that had to happen to me. You remember the Virgin Mobile phone? Yeah, remember that? There was a time, listen to me. There was a time when I struggled with pornography. Early in my marriage, I constantly struggled with pornography. Who's on mute? Go back on mute now.
Demarius, go on mute.
So, I struggle with it. I prayed. I seek. I fasted. I was doing 21-day fast with no water. I mean with water. With water. Not no water. With water. Man, I was, breaking through. Going to 21-day fast. I mean straight water. 3 days later, the lust spirit come right back. I'm like, man, what is going on? But it was a lot of things I had to change. A lot of things I had to let go. Y'all's like, I'm not going to do nothing for you that I gave you the power to do. You think I'm about to let a flip phone drop out the sky and say, here, my son, this is a flip phone, give me your touchscreen? No, I gave you wisdom, he said.
Hallelujah.
This is him talking to me. Go get your crazy behind a flip phone, and you won't fall in this sin. Then when I went and got me a Virgin Mobile, remember the Virgin Mobile, baby? Got me a Virgin Mobile. Some of y'all don't even remember Virgin. Do Virgin Mobile even exist?
Yeah, they still.
They still do. Well, I had the block phone. You know the block where you had to text. You had to hit the number 3 times to get C. And then B. And you ain't sitting long text on those. It was quick because them text. I love you. Woo. Forget it. I'm just saying I love you. But see, here's the thing. The Most High used an item down here to deliver me from my sin. All praises to Yahuwah. But it was common sense. I keep struggling and falling with this phone. Why not get rid of this phone? And then that can be an answer to my problems. I was even deeper than that. And I told y'all about that where I had to renounce and denounce. I had to call out names and denounce because I still had soul ties to women out there.
Pluck that child.
I pluck, come on. Elaborate on that.
The scripture says if your eye offends you, pluck it out. If your hand offends you, cut it off. What he's talking about is he plucked out his eye. He knew he had an issue. He knew he had an issue with pornography. So he got a device that would make him not see it anymore. He couldn't find it anymore. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So I went and got the Virgin Mobile, plucked my eye out. Staying on it. Next thing you know, for some reason, I know the reason, y'all know the reason, I wasn't watching it no more. Because you couldn't watch it on the Virgin Mobile because the screen was black and white. Only thing you get on the internet is just that little world ball, you know, that term. And it never loaded. But you would hit it and you just wish like, man, will it load? And it was nice. Now what happened is, I forgot what I did with my phone. But I know one night I was looking for it, couldn't find it. Now, at this time, my wife didn't know I did this for this reason. I don't even know this is our first time in. No, this ain't your first time in. But at this time, I did this for me. I ain't even talked to my wife about it. Boom, got delivered, set free. I'm telling you all this for a reason. Because I ain't talking to you. I'm not a person up here talking to you that just had it all together all the time.
Hallelujah.
But I'm here being a witness to show you it's a way out.
Hallelujah.
So after I get delivered and set free, guess what? Y'all might think, oh, you just walked to freedom. Oh, hallelujah. No, I ended up falling back into it. Because I went and got a phone. Oh, I got a phone now. I'm strong. I'm good now. Hallelujah. But I don't say that in pride. I don't want to fall to that. Because it's very easy to fall to that stuff. That ain't easy. I ain't saying that like, yeah, I conquered what? But I want to celebrate it that I conquered it.
Hallelujah.
But I went and got a phone. I was good 3 months. Man, oh, hallelujah. I'm good. Boom, boom, boom. My wife ended up, I don't know what happened. I think she had to leave or she had to go to her mom's house. We was in New York. But I realized, I ended up falling right back into it. After falling back into it, that thing came and hit me like a stronghold. Boom. Where I went from 2 to 3 years clean of not watching pornography to watching it one day, and then I'm watching it every day for a good 6 or 7 months. Because it came right back. Because the Bible says when the Ruach leaves, it looks for dry places. And when you find it, it comes back and it brings 7 Ruachs is worse than itself. So I thought, man, okay, I know how to beat this. I'll get rid of the phone. No. There's levels to this. Getting rid of the phone now ain't going to help you now. Now you got to get it to another level. Now I need to sit my wife down and tell her, listen, I'm struggling with this, baby. I need your help. I need you to hold me accountable. Oh, come on, man. You got to talk to your wife. Hiding it from her ain't going to help. It's actually going to destroy you. Baby, seal you. Come on, elder. Baby, I need you to tell me when if you see me up later than you. Now, sometimes I be up late now. It ain't that. But she still wake up like, hey, baby, you good? I said, I'm good. You know? I'm good. But that's what she's supposed to do. Some men get out, yeah. I'm good. Okay, now I'm about to tell you secrets, man. Wives, if your husband get mad when you ask him that, he doing something. Yeah, man, why you always asking me that, yo? Like, come on. Like I'm sitting here praying. You praying? Yeah, okay. With that attitude? Yeah. You just got me out the ruach. I was just sitting here praying, yo. You gonna ask me if I'm good. The problem is you just called him. And he ain't know if you called him or not, so he mad. See, I just told the secret, see? But even to this day, my wife, yeah, I be up, especially if I gotta do a lesson, the most I keep me up, my wife over there, now she get up and fix me coffee, yes, baby. She get up but she be out, y'all. She look beautiful too, sleep. Like, look at my beautiful baby. My baby's so beautiful, look at her. My baby's just tired. Look at her beautiful, Sally.
I cannot.
But she'll wake up. Baby, good? Yeah, I'm good, man. You sure? Because I can help you go to sleep. Hallelujah. Oh, we ain't gonna talk about it. Pancakes. All right, So y'all, I don't know why I'm standing here, why I'm here. So another way you conquer it. Because just because you married don't mean you don't struggle with this. Single men, don't think married men would just be good. Because it's a ruach. And what'll happen is that spirit of lust will start to be angry towards your wife. And you don't even know. It's because that spirit of lust is actually jealous of your exhortation. Because they want you, that spirit wants you all for itself. But it doesn't please itself when you go and lay with your wife. Oh, so wives, you came with whole pancakes from the husband. Hallelujah. Oh, the mighty, hallelujah. You should withhold them pancakes from your husband. Single men, keep holding on. See, the Most High, single women too. Yes, single women too. Y'all keep holding on. See, because you're talking to a you're talking to a leader that have went through all that. I was celibate for 2 years. Was it? A year and 10 months. Okay, a year and 10 months. Okay. I was trying to round up, baby. You ain't got to put your hand up over top. 2 years could have been told. Somebody would probably heard 2 years. But we won't be truthful. It was a year and 10 months. What happened is this is when I was in Christianity. See, y'all think more hardcore. Man, when I was in Christianity, I was hell. You go to hell for everything with me. Because I was changed so that I wanted to live right as best I can. And now I'm over here, it's twice. Yeah. So, before me and my wife got married, I said, I want to wait until I get married. I stopped now. I'm not going to go all the way in the testimony because we got to wrap up. But I told my wife, I went to her. Now, I know y'all see my beautiful wife here, but she was something else. Hallelujah. In that world, boy, y'all know she a fight. Boy. So I went to her. When I got in the church, I said, babe, because I just went to my boys. I went to my man's house. We was actually outside the projects, and I was telling him, I was like, I ain't doing this no more. It's like the Most High at that time, God, but mostly, y'all know what I mean. Right. He got a hold to me. the Ruach just convicted. You need to change. This life ain't going nowhere for you. Now, mind you, I was good where I was at. Money, living good. I was good. I thought I was. Went to my boys, said, yo, I'm done. Yo, I'm done with this life. You know, I was talking to them. I was like, yo, you know, I started asking questions. Like, yo, man, y'all ever thought it was something more than this, to life than this? They like, man, you tripping. You smoke this weed. I'm like, nah, I don't want to smoke. But I just knew right then and there, they weren't on the same level I was on. And Nasiah, I tell you, I was something else. Now, Nasiah been a deacon since he been 9 years old almost. My little brother been, listen, he been with the Most High ever since. I mean, he came out. So he used to pray every time I come home. You know, one time I came home after getting in the fight, I'm all bloody. He like, man, bro, I'm praying for you, man. You ain't no prayer. Yeah, I'm just acting ignorant. Then, I'm gonna tell the college stories. So then, yeah, I was horrible, yeah. So I'm telling all this to get something. Now my brother, now I was the black sheep of my family. Okay? Because remember, my mom was my mom was no nonsense, y'all. The type of dude I grew up, you wouldn't have thought I was raised in my mama's house. That's why, I ain't gonna say that, but I understand Zion. I do, y'all. My wife like, no, you gotta do it. I'm like, I get him. I've been there. Somebody say don't do something, I just got to do it, you know? There was a ruach in me. But my brother, he was a deacon. He was a deacon, junior deacon in church. I was in college. So I'm like, man, I'm about to go get you like 13, 12 years old? 12? You was younger than that? You was 11?
No, he was.
Oh, okay, let's say 13. Woo. So, I'm like, man, I'm going to get my and I brought my, okay, I'm not this man no more. I would have even got my little brother. Took him up to college. I'm like, man, y'all gonna have a good time. Nasiah, he like, man, no, bro. I'm in the church. I'm like, man, forget all that junk. You gonna have fun tonight. But thank the Most High that his influence of the Most High, because see, I'm saying this to show, even in Christianity, you had a sense and a fear of Yahuwah. You didn't understand it, but you had a sense and fear of it. That's why you just can't throw everybody out with the church. Because they know what they know right now, and they're going to come to know things as they go on. Hallelujah. So, let me get back. So I had to go sit with my wife. I'm going to say this and I'm going to end. Because I don't know where I was at. I was somewhere. But I had to sit with my wife and I had to tell her, babe, I need you to hold me accountable. Why did I have to do that? Because that was the next level of my deliverance. Hallelujah. That was the next level. So wives, when your husband comes to you with these things, don't take it lightly. Don't laugh at him. Don't think he disgusted. Because I say all, but 98% of men don't went through that. And what we're trying to do is break the curse of our sons going through that. So in order to break that curse, we need your assistance sometimes. And always. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So, I don't know why I said, but I was on pornography, y'all. He took me there, so we're going to leave it there. So, that's what I was saying.
Here you go.
I brought here, I'm showing y'all that it's a way out. You don't have to stay in your sin. Why stand ye here and die and perish when you can go through the deliverer, Yahusha? Don't stand in the holies of holies, y'all, with your stuff. Because Yahuwah's in the selling business. He'll sell you and send you right back where you need to be. Revelations 22:11 through 15. Let the evildoer still do evil, and the filthy still be filthy. and the righteous still do right, and the holy still be holy. Behold, Yahushua said, I am coming soon. I'm bringing my recompense with me too, to repay each one for what he has done. Some of y'all think that's only for the righteous, it's for the wicked too. He gonna pay you back for everything you did. Every idle word. Say every idle word. Oh, some of y'all don't understand that. We're gonna do a teaching on it one day too. You did not know you're gonna be judged for every idle word? Every idle word. Every small, that little lie. If you ain't fixed it, the Most High gonna put you on front screen in front of everybody in the last day. You said this, why you ain't fix that? Oh, you lose your reward on that. You might get in the kingdom, but it's gonna be rewards you're gonna lose. Some of y'all will, as long as I get in the kingdom, nah. Because you won't want to trust you with things. See, I know that mentality. I had that mentality with graduating high school. Some people was like, oh, my mom was like, you need to graduate valedictorian. I'm like, man, as long as I graduate, I don't care about valedictorian. And that didn't matter, because valedictorians, I know a valedictorian working at Burger King right now. But I don't want to put that out. Children, get valedictorian. Hallelujah. Go ahead, do your thing. But graduate. But in the kingdom, it's different. Because in the kingdom, Yahuwah's going to want to put you over certain things. So as we stand here, let me finish. I am the Alpha, the Omega, the Aleph and the Tav, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Blessed are those who wash their robes, who repent, who fix their stuff, so that they may have a right to the tree of life, and that they may enter the city by the gates. Man, I don't know if I'm going to bring that out. I might not. Let me see. I might not. Nah, we ain't going to do it. That's a whole nother teaching. We fix by the gates. Outside, those that's outside the tabernacle, get in. Get in. Fix what you got to fix and get in. Yes, all praise to you. You didn't run in with your stuff. Now that you need it fixed, get in. Because outside are the dogs, the sorcerers, the sexual immoral, the murderers, the idolaters. Everyone who loves and practices falsehood is outside. This is where we are. But the problem is, many don't take heed to the voice of Yah. Y'all don't take heed to more voice. And I'm cool with that. Because as long as I say it, see, I got a leader where I'm under the impression you tell me to say, I'm going to say it, but I don't know if they're going to listen. You will tell me, so say it. I'll say it, and I'll go on about my business. I act like I ain't never say it. That's why the test went out. Said what I said. You always told me earlier, they don't take heed to your voice. Say, well, we had a discussion. I wasn't calling him a liar, and I'm like, yeah, well, you sure, y'all? Don't they be respond? Test it. All right, y'all, let's settle. Just something little. What happened to the TV? Somebody hit that switch? Okay, Yahuwah was saying it was done. It's all right. Take heed to the voice. No, I'm not saying I got it all together. Get that out your head. But I got a great responsibility for y'all souls, man. I can't play with this thing. I got to do everything righteously. Right. But family, it's an individual tabernacle y'all all got to enter. You can't get in just co-riding. Oh, man, like Ira said, oh, I'm going to just be part of it, man, because they got this going, they got that going. Some of y'all are only part of this because of the cheap mores. Some of y'all only part of this because of more. Some of y'all only part of this because your friend here. Some of y'all only part of this because y'all looking for a husband. Y'all looking for a wife. Some of y'all only here because y'all just got your own agenda. Figure out what you're here for. Figure out the place for you. Because we in the holies of holies. Hey, y'all, come on. The Most High said an alley-oop this week. Had we not been dealing with the Elohim G? Had we not been dealing with the high priesthood for the last 4 lessons? And I know they're going to go up, but just be patient. The last 4 lessons. He been dealing with it. And then our fast comes? Were we talking about the tabernacle? Not the earthly tabernacle, but the tabernacle that the Melchizedek priesthood can enter in. When we just talked about the Melchizedek priesthood, and then the Most High comes through with a fast, but then in your pride, you walk in still with your stuff. How dare you? You still. That still ain't changed. Will you forgive me? I don't know. He ain't tell me, yeah, but you sealed. You can do anything. He can unseal, he can do all that. But I'm not going to sit up and tell, if you go the Most High, I'm not going to tell you he won't, I'm not going to tell you he will. Because that's going to be between you and Yahuwah. But the games is over. Where we are, see, it's getting to a point. And the Most High even showed that many of you even been dealing with family. Man, it's hard to let go of family. I love my family. I love my family too. I love them. I love my mama. I love my brothers, my sisters. I love them. But I'm going this way. I'm going this way. Y'all either catch up or you go. I love you. When we cross paths, it's all love. Hey, how you? But I'm still going this way. I understand the term, whoever give up mother, brother, father, sister, for my name's sake. I understand that now. Yes. That's not saying you can't talk to your family. Don't treat your family wrong now. But you got to separate. Because you was giving you a family. Double fold, triple fold, 100-fold. Some of you may not have a relationship with your mother, but the Most High don't bless you with tons of emus here. But, because you don't like what one of the emus say because they may be being a mother to you, you shut down. I don't got no relationship with my sisters. Then the Most High blesses me with 100-fold of sisters, and because one may say something, and instead of me talking to her, talking to my Ak about it, I just fall out with them, and now I done lost my relationship with them over a word.
Wow, sister won't come in the truth.
That's why you what?
All right, say it.
That's why your blood sister and blood brother and blood mother won't come into the truth. And that started with me. Maybe I need to take heed more to the emus so my mother could come in. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. How about you reflect it back? Reflect it back to you.
That's right. That's where it needs to go. Right. Always.
Maybe I need to do something better. But y'all don't lose this. Don't lose it. Now is the time. Now is the time to get it fixed. To fix these things. Because the time is short.
It is.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.